going on the road. That hasn't been kind to them under Matt Eberflus. Just 3-17, folks.
They're terrible on the road.
17 straight up.
Terrible
on the road. That is brutal.
I picked the Bears to win this week.
I think this is, you got to bounce back here. I think the Bears go out there and win. I'm a little concerned about all the injuries. I'm not going to lie. But again, this hasn't always been the best spot for Kyler and the Cardinals. Bears got a good look at him last year. He played well in that game. The Bears ran the hell out of the ball last year, all up and down the field.
Let's run the hell out of the ball.
They rushed for 250 yards against the Cardinals last year. They had a 47% rushing success rate, Yerk. 47%. And they possessed the ball for nearly 10 more minutes than Arizona in that game at Soldier Field. So they've seen Kyler. They're familiar. And they've got to go out there and play with a little desperation. You know, look, they kind of took it in the teeth again this week, right? They're coming under fire. Didn't perform all that well. The offense was lousy. You had a brain fart at the end of the game. Players kind of speaking out publically. Rally, right? Like, what's the old expression? Circle the wagons, you know? And like,
it's circle the wagons time.
It kind of, right? It kind of is. So how do you do that?
Remember,
you try to put it all behind you, go out on the road and win a game. Like, you'll feel better about yourself.
In Gladiator, when Russell Crowe said, if we're gonna get through this, we got to get through it together.
Yeah.
And a couple of guys went by themselves.
And guess what happened?
One got sawed in half.
And
the other one, they convinced smartly enough to get him back in.
Yeah.
Right? He tackled him.
Yeah.
And then got him back in with the fellas.
Yeah.
And what'd they do?
They won. One of them got sawed in half.
Yes. You don't want to get sawed in half.
I can't wait to see the new Gladiator, by the way. No, you don't.
Don't get out by yourself.
So be
part of a team.
Hey, it's circle the wagons time. And here we go. You got a very winnable game at home next week. You could ease a lot of the tension and the concern, even maybe some that's existing within their own building up there.
Yeah. I mean, you'd go 3-1 in the month of October.
Yeah, and I said,
Started
come out of the bye, go 2-1.
3-1. That's what you're looking to do.
As long as they can do that.
Let's do that, Carm. Let's do that.
I don't know if this is part of Jurko's keys. I don't want to scoop Jurko's keys at all, but I'll tell you this, and this is not so much Carmen's key, but just, can I please? This is Carmen's plea.
Carmen's plea.
Forget about the keys. Can you please, Shane Waldron, please do something to start this game in a better fashion?
Yeah,
please
quick start.
Whatever it is.
Jumpstart my heart.
If it's a little misdirection, play action left, Caleb rolls out to his right, move the pocket like an easy 10-yard completion for a first down.
Something to be fast.
Just something easy, some very simple, basic. Oh, that's a quarterback-friendly play. Look how easy that was.
How many
Bears
possessions?
just picked up 10 yards on their first play.
How many possessions did the Bears have in the first quarter last week?
7, right?
Possessions in the first quarter.
I'm sorry.
Last week.
It was 5 possessions in the first quarter?
No.
What was it? The first quarter. I'm thinking of the first half.
First quarter, yeah.
I'm thinking of the first half.
One.
Yeah.
They had 1 possession. Did they not, or they have 2 possessions?
I don't remember. I think of it in terms of halves usually. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but
I got you.
They haven't done much of anything in first quartars. I see that's just your point.
Yeah, that's my point.
They haven't done much in first quarters.
But they didn't have a lot of opportunity to do anything in the quarters last game, I don't believe.
How about going on a long drive? To your point. How about accomplishing something early on in the first quarter in the first half? Please.
That'd be nice. That would be. It was a key last week. Get off to a quick start. That's all I ask for. That's all I want.
That's my plea. Do something different than what you've been doing. I don't want to see on the first play or second play of the game. You know what I don't want to see, Jurko? A screen to DJ Moore.
I got you. I don't want to see that either. Maybe it was a little bit more, Carm.
But it wasn't much.
3 plays for minus 10 yards. Right? 3 plays for minus 10 yards. $157.
Because they had the 2 penalties.
6 plays for 30 yards.
All right.
3 plays for 9 yards.
That's not good.
So that's not a fast start, is it?
No. And no points, Yerk.
And then 10 plays, 31 yards. 3.1 yards a play.
Yeah, 3.1 a play.
And that one was the one that finished on the sack. the sack that ended up taking him out of field goal possession. So I think that was a minus 16-yard play at that point.
Jeez.
That doesn't instill confidence. 5 possessions in the first half. Nothing. 5 possessions, nothing.
So, like, come out and do something different than what you've been doing. Maybe give Caleb a couple of easy throws. Just get this offense in a groove where they can sustain something early and score early. Get Roma Dunze more involved.
Dare I say, you get your tight end involved in the first series of the game. You give him 2-3 targets. And what do you start doing? You start concentrating defenders into the middle of the field because they think your attack is the middle of the field.
Yeah.
And when they start, okay, we've got to pay attention to the middle of the field, what does that do then? It creates more room and more window room into those outside windows that you're looking to exploit too. So that's what I would do. My target would be Cole Kmet early on.
Okay. That's fine. Cole
That's
was
what I
targeted, once last week?
Once last week, 14 yards.
Get Cole Kmet more involved. Get Roma Dunze more involved. He's averaging a little more than 13 yards a touch. That's the most on the Bears.
You know how to catch.
Get the guy averaging the most yards per touch involved a little bit more.
You know how to catch last week, right? Gerald Everett. He had a catch. 1 yard, 1 catch, 3 yards.
1 catch, 3 yards?
1 catch, 3 yards. Gerald Everett. Do you know whose guy that is?
Who?
Your OC's guy.
That's Waldron's guy.
Yeah. Waldron brought him in.
Yes.
That's his security blanket.
Yes.
That's his pacifier.
Well, luckily, he's kind of scaled back his number of targets.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God.
Well, his number of plays is what should have been scaled back from the get-go.
After that first week.
What were you thinking?
I mean, Cole Kmet, 1 target, not good enough.
No, he should have, in the first half, he should be targeted a lot because you want to establish the middle of the field.
So
establish it. Force them to concentrate on it, to think about it. Now look where they're attacking us, and then take advantage of them.
Amen. Like,
so I gave me another key. I mean, you keep doing this on Fridays.
Sorry.
It's starting to tick me off.
This Cardinal defense, you can go out there and make plays against them if you're the Bears. Cardinals are allowing 6 yards per play, second most in the NFL behind only the Saints. They're 29th in EPA per play on defense. They have the 3rd lowest pressure percentage, 3rd worst third down defense in the NFL. There's nothing overly intimidating. Budda Baker's intimidating sometimes. He pops on tape a lot.
I like Budda.
But there's nothing overly intimidating right now.
I like Budda.
Against a bottom 5 defense.
Yeah.
So go out, find some success, do what you did the last couple of weeks, not what you did last week. And finally go out and prove to us that you can do this on the road, for crying out loud. Because 3-17 is not good enough. It just isn't.
I'm with you.
And there are plays out there that they're just waiting for you to be made. So go out and do it this weekend. It looks like maybe, who is it? Dan Wiederer, I think, reported that he wouldn't be surprised if Tyreek Stevenson's on the bench for the start of the game. There could be some punishment.
Dumb.
For Stevenson.
Stupid. You heard it here. I'm telling you, it's stupid.
Okay, that's your opinion.
You suspend him for what?
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
You suspend him for 1 play?
I don't know.
You suspend him for a series? Until when?
I don't know.
All right, guys, the injury report is out as we wait for Eberflus.
Here we go.
You want the good news, bad news? What do you want?
Let's start with
let's start with the news.
Let's just start at the top. Karan Amagaji, he's out. Did not practice Friday, out for the game.
Amagaji out.
Jaquan Brisker, concussion. Did not practice today. He is out for the game.
Out.
Braxton Jones, knee injury. Did not practice today. Did not practice all week. He is out for the game.
Out.
Oof. Montez Sweat, shin. Did not practice today. Was limited on Thursday. Is listed as questionable.
Okay.
50-50.
That's good.
Ryan Bates, shoulder. Limited all week. Listed as questionable.
Okay.
Kyler Gordon, hamstring. Did not practice Wednesday or Thursday. Limited today. Questionable.
That's good.
Tevin Jenkins, knee. Was limited today. Questionable.
All right.
Larry Borum, ankle, full, questionable. And Mercedes Lewis is on the report because he didn't practice yesterday for rest, but he was full participant today he will be active or at least available on Sunday.
So 2 O-linemen that were thrust in, well, your starter and another O-lineman that were thrust into action last week are both out. Amagaji and Jones are out. Brisker's also out. Gordon, questionable, is an upgrade. That's good. Jenkins, questionable after not practicing yesterday. Sweat, questionable. So not all bad, not great. The Brisker thing is scary and unfortunate. And
I think the Brisker thing is extremely concerning.
yes, I think it is too. It's very unfortunate and it's concerning. A month in concussion protocol is,
It's a long time.
yeah, it's a long time.
A long time. And he finished the game and didn't feel well the next day.
Yeah, he didn't feel well the next day. That is true. He reported it on Monday.
And
So
that was
it'll be a
before
month
they were
on
going to
Monday.
London. Remember the news came that he was not on the flight to London.
Because
Yeah, it was,
the Carolina
it was a
game.
Monday after. Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are right.
It was the Carolina game. Yep.
Well, none of that is good news.
Well, I would say the only pieces of good news are that Gordon might be ready to go. That's questionable. It's 50-50. I would think that's trending.
Well, it's
in a
not
good,
great that Montez Sweat didn't practice today.
Yeah.
No, but at least they're listing him as questionable.
And he is a
It
veteran.
could be he's a veteran, and they're just like, he doesn't have to. It's fine. You know what I mean? Like, at least he's listed. At least they're not already ruling him out.
I guess we'll know at 1 o'clock on 1 o'clock on Sunday. Isn't that when the inactives got to come out before the
That's
game?
exactly when we'll know.
Yeah.
Or is it 90 minutes? Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it'll be
120?
like within that first hour of the pregame
Yeah.
show.
Yep.
So you're talking like 1:40-ish is
Yeah.
usually when it
120,
comes down the
140.
pipe.
Yeah, 3:05 is kick in Arizona. So
Oh, boy.
we wait until then to see.
I got a sick feeling in the pit of my stomach.
Well, it's not totally devastating.
No, I got a sick feeling in the pit of my stomach.
What does this O-line look like? Does Bates play?
Why? I don't, he's questionable.
I know.
So you got your guy in the middle. What's his
Borum
name?
is questionable. Davis is playing. Nate Davis is playing.
Commodore London. What's the center?
Commodore London. Coleman Shelton.
Coleman Shelton. That's his name. Coleman Shelton. He's your center. I believe Jenkins is going to start.
Okay. And
Left guard.
maybe go to the sideline a couple times, but okay. Left guard.
Right guy is Pryor. Aaron Pryor.
Matt Pryor.
I got you. Darnell Wright is your tackle.
Yep, he's good. And then
All right, your
Borum.
question mark is your
Can
tackle.
can Borum?
up there. Yeah, I guess in case of emergency break glass,
He's
Larry
questionable.
Borum's going to be your guy. But maybe Borum, so we'll put him out there. Good old Borox. Hopefully he'll be able to make it. That's your line. It doesn't look good.
I mean, for a line that struggled on the road already.
I'm just saying because of the
Might
injury.
not be the
you're
most
gonna get-
hostile environment,
You're going to
but-
get Jenkins at 80%, 75%.
Yeah.
That's what you worry about a little bit.
Well, he's been banged up like in almost every game, it feels like. I feel
Well,
he's
that's
gonna-
the position.
Well, I know.
That's the position, Carm. Oh, boy.
It's not the most intimidating, hostile environment in the world. There'll be a lot of Bear fans out there, but this
Yeah.
is a line that has not played well away from Soldier Field.
Yeah. Well, the challenges are there.
And maybe somebody did have an early read on the
I wouldn't
injury
be
report, and that's why the Cardinals got bet out here in the last half hour or so, out to -2.
I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to 2.5 or 3 by the time they kick the ball off.
I might be a little surprised if it goes to 3. Because I
Big
feel like
move.
if it gets closer or the minute it does, that some sharp money is going to come right back in on the
They'll
Bears
only
then.
pound on it if it's at 3. They won't pound on it at 2.5.
Like Todd Furman mentioned it yesterday. Like if you look at the advanced box scores the last 2 weeks for the Cardinals, they're not all that favorable, but they still won those games. I thought Kyler played really well in Miami. I think just on tape it looked good. He bought himself time in the pocket with just subtle little movements to kind of reset it when he had to scramble around and keep his eyes down the field and make plays down the field. He did that. Trey McBride had a monster game. Miami had absolutely no answer for Trey McBride. Absolutely none. He had 9 catches on 11 targets. He had over 100 yards. He's a great blocker when he's in line, too. He's just a super versatile, totally underrated tight end. Thank God it's not National Tight Ends Day this weekend, and we'd have to hear more about it again. But Trey McBride really is a good football player and very underrated. So, like, there were some things they did on tape that I think looked good. Box score the last couple weeks, you might dig into it and go, wait, how'd they win? But they did. So I have a feeling if it gets close to 3 or the minute it does, people are going to start hitting the Bears, getting that thing back down below the key.